think it's our welcome Mohammed Ismail. So yes, so welcome you all to the seventh last year we were Lagos where we had six this year we decided people down to all right, so now we are going to have open prayer where we have 1 minute silence and you will see the prayers in our respective. Thank you very much.
All right, amen. So now we have national anthem. So please, can we all stand on our feet and so that we recite the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the giant of Africa.
The anthem of our whole school, the Please, a round of applause for Nigeria and the Bayero University. Thank you. Without further ado, we're going to be moving on to a poem recitation by Hamida Musa Waya. Earlier this year, around June, Nigerian Medical Students Association had their health week at the University of Calabar's Medical Students Association in Boost. Unfortunately, there was a tragedy where we lost 3 bona fide members of the Nigerian Medical Students Association, including Mustafa Aminu Tukur and Bello University Medical Association, and Aisha Celestine from the Association. There is need to immortalize their names. In that regard, we're going to be having this poem recitation by Hamida Musa Waya. In the absence of Hamida for the poem recitation, we're going to be observing a 1 minute of silence to honor our comrades, Mustafa Amin Tukur, Kabirin Hamza, both of the 500 medical class of University Medical Students Association, and Aisha Celestine of the 400 level class in the University of Medical Students. Thank you.
All right, so thank you. May the soul of our departed ones rest in peace. So next is an introduction of our dignitaries. First, I will introduce the chairman of the occasion. The chairman of the occasion is a professor by excellence, an epitome of knowledge. If you want to know pathology, I think Prof will just be a plus Robin's walking. Prof gave us a neoplasia lectures, a slide. I think 200 and something slide. I don't think that is any, maybe you have to combine Akuma, Robbins, and Cotran and Hashmohans before you get the knowledge in, as in that slide. So, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to call on Professor Aminu Zakari, Professor of Pathology and Consultant Pathologist, Bayero University, Kano and Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, former Chief Medical Director of Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital. So please, Prof, you can have All right, next I'll call, Aminu Kano is a kidney center. That's why it's a kidney center among the hospitals of Nigeria. So let me call on the people that stood their ground, the people that did their best to ensure that Aminu Kano is one of the places, if you have any kidney issue, if you come there, you know you have the best. The best maybe in sub-Saharan Africa or even in Africa. So ladies and gentlemen, permit me to call on Prof. Aliyu Abdu, the Provost of College of Health Science, Yusuf Metamasuli. All right. So next person is Chairman and Founder of Ashmed Specialist Hospital, Dr. Audu Musa Idu. He is our guest speaker, but unfortunately, I think he's not here with us. So maybe later he will join us. Next is the Nigerian Medical Association, representative of Nigerian Medical Students Affairs, Dr. Ezoki Ipoki, who is also not here with us, but I know subsequently he will join us. Next person that I have here with me is Dr. Mukhtar Shehu El Hayat from the College of Health Science. So a round of applause for him. Next is Dr. Iman Usman Haruna, the Dean Clinical Faculty of Clinical Sciences, Yusuf Metamasula University. Thank you.
Next on our list, we have the President of the Association of Resident Doctors, Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, Dr. Haruna Yakub. Please, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. All right, moving on. We have the 46th President of the Nigerian Medical Students Association, Comrade Ejin Clement Egba. A round of applause for our President, please. All right, and then last on our list for now, we have the chairperson of the organizing committee of the 47th NiMSA General Assembly, in person of Comrade Jibril Aliyu, who is ably represented today by the Assistant Organizing Committee Chair, Abdurrahman Adamu. A round of applause for him, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to be having the poem in honor of our comrades that we lost at the University of Calabar during the NiMSA Health Week. The poem recitation is going to be by Hamida Musawaya. Please a round of applause for her.
Hello and welcome everyone. So I'm going to be presenting this poem titled The Surgeon. This is in honor of the three medical students that lost their lives in Calabar as they drowned. So I want you guys to listen very well and feel every word of the poem. In this lyrical homage, not merely an ode to three souls, we unveil a tapestry woven with the threads of their lives, a tapestry upon which the earth delighted in tracing every step of their graceful dance. Beyond the mere utterance of words, we embark on a sincere celebration of their existence. This trio, among myriad others, embarked on a journey to the beautiful land of Calabar, seeking not just a jubilant surgeon, but a paradise experience. And in the wake of days, 14 students set sail on a voyage, a symphony of joy amidst the waves. Yet, as the narrative unfolded, calamity struck. The cruise boats succumbed to the tempest. Some vanished, declared missing, while others were rescued. The news echoed, shattering hearts far and wide. People prayed, perhaps questioning God, perhaps even questioning fate. Alas, they were found, but unalived and still. When I ponder upon this saga, it comes like a heartbreaking song, a melody that plays on an eternal loop, yet I strive to find solace. I whisper to myself, maybe God cherishes them more than I could. Perhaps in his wisdom, he chose to reclaim them through his creation, the boundless sea. So dear Mustafa Tokur, dear Hamza Kabiru, and dear Aisha Celestine Ogu, would never forget the 24th of June 2023. And so, with memories that will never fade away, with words that will live in our hearts, with words that leave our lips and grace the skies, we say thank you for your time here. Thank you for a life well lived. Thank you for the devotion to humanity. And we pray to God that you truly have a beautiful paradise experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
May God have mercy upon their souls. So next is a goodwill message by the chairman of the organizing committee, but unfortunately the chairman is not here with us. So the deputy chairman of the organizing committee, the people that stood their ground, people that had sleepless nights to ensure that this program is a success. So I think we should give them a round of applause, and then applaud their efforts and then give them a kudos because I think they've done well. So if it's there, you can come and give us.
The chairman of the occasion, in person of Professor Aminu Zakari Muhammad, the provost, College of Health Sciences, Yusuf Maitamasula University, in person of Prof. Aliyu Abdu, the Dean, College of Clinical Sciences, the Dean, Faculty of Clinical Sciences, Yusuf Maitamasula University, other invited guests, members of the high table, distinguished delegates, good morning to you all. On behalf of the Bayero University Medical Students Association, it's my great pleasure to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you who has graced us with your presence here today. We are truly honored to host the General Assembly, bringing together medical students from all across Nigeria under one roof. It is with great pleasure that we gather here in the culturally vibrant and historically significant city of Kano. Known for its rich heritage, Kano State has long been a center of learning, commerce, and innovation. The warm hospitality and welcoming spirit of the people of Kano have made this state a cherished destination for visitors from far and wide. As we bask into the beauty of our surroundings, let us take a moment to appreciate the splendor of Kano State, its captivating landmarks, and the invaluable contributions it has made in the tapestry of Nigerian history. We extend our deepest gratitude to the government and people of Kano for their gracious support and providing us with an ideal setting for this gathering. This grand event serves as an exceptional platform for knowledge exchange, collaboration, and camaraderie among medical students. Over the next 3 days, we have meticulously planned a series of engaging activities that are designed to enrich your experience, foster personal and professional growth, and create lasting memories. First and foremost, we encourage you to indulge in the spirit of sportsmanship and healthy competition as we have organized a range of sports and games. May these activities invigorate your spirits and create a sense of unity among all participants. In addition to the physical activities, we have curated a diverse array of educational activities to stimulate your intellectual curiosity. Expert speakers and educators will take the stage to illuminate various facets of the medical field, providing valuable insights and inspiring discussions. We hope that these educational sessions will broaden your horizons, deepen your knowledge, and ignite a passion for lifelong learning. One of the highlights of this assembly is the opportunity for networking. Seize this occasion to connect with fellow medical students, exchange ideas and experiences, and forge relationships that will endure beyond this gathering. The connections you form here may evolve into lifelong friendships, professional collaborations, enriching your journey as medical professionals. Moreover, during this General Assembly, we'll witness the democratic process at work as we elect the new set of leaders that will steer the course of the Nigerian Medical Students Association. This is an occasion of utmost importance as it allows us to shape the future of our organization and entrust it in capable hands. I encourage each and every one of you to exercise your right to vote, actively participate in this democratic exercise. As your hosts, we have spared no effort to ensure that your stay here is both enjoyable and comfortable. We have arranged for the finest accommodations, delectable cuisines, and a vibrant social atmosphere that reflects the rich cultural heritage of Nigeria. We hope that this solace and relaxation that you find in our surroundings will allow you to fully immerse yourself in the experience. In conclusion, I extend my sincere gratitude to all the delegates and dignitaries present here today. Your presence adds immense value to this General Assembly. and it is our ardent hope that the activities we have planned will exceed your expectations. May these 3 days be filled with laughter, learning, and genuine connections. Once again, welcome to the Nigerian Medical Students Association's General Assembly. Let us embark on this collective journey, united in our pursuit of knowledge and our commitment to the advancement of medical education in Nigeria. Thank you. My name is Abdurrahman Adamu, and I'm the deputy chairman.
Thank you very much, Abdurrahman Adamu. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be having the opening remark by the chairman of the occasion, Professor Aminu Zakari Muhammad, the Professor of Pathology and Consultant Pathologist, Bayero University, Kano, and Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, Kano, Nigeria. Please a round of applause for our chairman.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Provost College of Health Sciences, Itama Sule University, Kano, Professor Aliyu Abdu, the Dean of Faculty of Clinical Sciences, Yusuf Itama Sule University, Dr. Iman Haruna, the College Officer, Dr. Mukhtar, the President, Nigerian Medical Students Association, Clement Egba, and other members of the Executive Council, the President of Bayero University Medical Students Association and members of the Council, the Chairman and members of the local organizing committee, various delegates and members of affiliate bodies of Nigerian Medical Students Association and various chapters, invited guests, members of the press. Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to start by warmly welcoming the participants to the opening ceremony of this 47th General Assembly of Nigerian Medical Students Association, which is taking place in the ancient and commercial city of Kano. We're all aware of the importance of Kano as the commercial hub of northern Nigeria, and also for the rich cultural heritage of Kano, and so it's quite inspiring that NiMSA has given the Bayero University chapter of this association to host this 47th General Assembly. It's gratifying to note that NiMSA has come a very long way from its humble beginnings in the late 1960s. I recall between 1968 to 1970 is when some groups of medical students in Nigeria decided to form this association as a means of interaction, enlightenment, collaboration, and fostering relationship between medical students from various medical schools, colleges, and chapters from across Nigeria and even the diaspora. So it's gratifying to note that since those humble beginnings in the late 1960s and early 70s, that NiMSA has continued to flourish, and we are now here attending the 47th General Assembly. So I'd like to warmly welcome all those who have been able to come to participate in this program. We are all aware also that the 47th General Assembly being held here in Kano is under the theme of medical entrepreneurship, bridging the gap between healthcare and innovation, which is a very apt theme also, considering the current situation of medical practice globally. We are well aware that medical practice has now shifted from the traditional concept of just sitting in a consulting room and interacting with patients or doing ward rounds and entering the operation theater and just doing surgeries and what have you. Medicine has evolved dramatically over the last few decades, particularly with the advent of technology, such that medicine is now very technological discipline, whereby you find there's a lot of applications of various forms of technology, various specialties and subspecialties of medicine that you have. And we even have contemporary issues that are even coming up now, things like artificial intelligence and what have you, which have varied applications in medicine. So I think this theme is very appropriate and something that I think participants will have the interactions that take place during the course of this General Assembly. I've also seen that the local organizing committee has arranged quite a number of programs, as earlier highlighted by the deputy chairman of the local organizing committee. There are various outreach programs, there are various symposia presentations and other programs that will engage the participants. So I'm sure it will be a very lively and memorable experience, particularly for those who have come far away from other parts of the country, those who are visiting Kano for the first time. I think this is definitely going to be a very memorable experience for you by the time you finish participating in this General Assembly. So, of course, even though I wouldn't want to preempt what the LOC has planned for members or participants, I would desire that let it not be all about play, so that we are happening for some visit to some tourist sites in Kano. Kano has a very rich cultural heritage, so we have very notable tourist sites here in Kano that the participants should take time to visit. Places like the Dalai Hills, the dive pits of Kopamata, and several other tourist destinations, the Idambakama, and likes of them. So at least for those that have come from outside Kano, I would request the LOC is organized at some point during this AGM. It's time for them to go around and visit some of these places so that at least when they go back, they will know they really come to Kano. It's not just the General Assembly, academic and other aspects, but also the tourism aspect of sojourn. Of course, I know some of the students also have a lot of money. So some students have a lot of money to spend. So visit to the various markets in Kano. The Quarry market is there. The Kurmi market is there. So if you come with a lot of money, please, there are very, very good shops here in Kano that you can spend part of that money so that you don't need to take the money back home. So just spend it in Kano, and then you'll have a lot of souvenirs and gifts that you take back to your parents, to your friends, and loved ones when you are leaving Kano. So once more, I wish to welcome all participants to this 7th General Assembly. And I pray that Almighty Allah will guide the proceedings of the AGM so that you will eventually have a very successful, fruitful, and memorable General Assembly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Propaganda Secretary. We've had a speech. You just have to sit with Prof. You sit with him. You will learn a lot. During my orals, I did my orals in Prof's office, maybe while he's out of town. I was about to get going, but Apologies. But the moment I entered the office, I just saw a wall. The wall is just awards. I was like, wow. I was about to get grilled, but then it caught my attention, the awards. Thank you very much. All right. So next is we are going to have a poem by Fatima Zara Abdurrahman, a 600 level medical student of Bayero University Medical Student Association. A round of applause for her. It's not easy to be finally a medical student. A lot of struggles, a lot of hurdles, a bumpy ride.
In the heartland of Nigeria, where dreams are born, where a tapestry of cultures and love are done, we are gathered today with pride to welcome you, honorable colleagues, on this joyous ride. To the land of KANON, where healing hands and noble souls thrive. We open our arms, our hearts, and our souls to embrace you all, our future score. In this land of color, diversity blooms, like the vibrant kofa where beauty blooms. With thread of history woven so strong, together we'll create a harmonious song. With your bright ambitions and passion ablaze, we stand united in this journey's maze. You will learn the science and arts of saving lives, but also discover compassion that thrives. In dusty corridors and bustling wards, with every patient's whisper and doctor's words, we will witness soul stories etched in each face upon the canvas of human grace. Again, I welcome you to our DABO Renaissance, where present treads path with history made. My name is Fatima Zahra Abdurrahman, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fatima Zara Abdurrahman. While the event was going on, the representative of Dr. Aminu Garba Magashi was unavoidably absent, so he sent a representative, Dr. Sulaiman Omar Jalo.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce the NMA representative on NiMSA affairs, Dr. Ezoke Epoke. Please a round of applause as he takes his stage. All right, moving on, we'll be having an oral presentation by Dr. Audu Musa Idowu, who is the chairman and founder of Ashmed Specialist Hospital. Before then, we're going to be having his citation read by Nawal Muhammad, a 500 level medical student at the Bayero University in Kano. Please a round of applause as Nawal takes the stage.
The chairman of the occasion, the guest speaker, the 47th NiMSA president, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nawal Muhammad, a fifth-year medical student from Bayero University, Kano, and I'm going to be giving the citation of Dr. Audu Musa Idowu. Dr. Audu Musa Idowu is the chairman and founder of the Ashmed Specialist Hospitals, one of the largest networks of hospitals in Nigeria today, with 8 branches across 6 states in Nigeria. He obtained his master's in public health at the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria in 2003. He also was trained in health systems management in the Lilly Institute of Management, Israel in 2012. He is a fellow African Institute of Public Health. Dr. Audu is not just a medical doctor by profession, but talented and naturally endowed with good leadership skills. He was the president, Kwara State Medical Student Association from 1993 to 1995, president, New Breed Social Club Koro, Kwara State, 1993 to 1994, Patron, Youth Council, Ekiti Local Government Area, 2010 till date. Chairman, Trust Fund Committee, Muslim Students Association, University of Ilorin, and Life Patron, Ife Sowabo, Social Development Association, Ekiti Local Government Area, Kwara, from 2012 till date. He is also an accomplished public health professional. He started his public health career at a very extraordinary and unusual way. When at 400 level in medical students, he was appointed the coordinator, Family Life Education Program, FLE, for European Economic Community / Federal Government of Nigeria. He also sponsored Middle Bed Program, MBP for Kwara, Kogi, and Niger State from 1994 to 1996. He has served in various capacities with many national and international organizations, notably UNICEF as Vaccine Security and Logistic Officer in Abia, Kebbi, and Benue State respectively, and World Health Organization, WHO, as the State Coordinator in Jigawa, Kebbi, Kaduna, and Borno. Kaduna, Borno, Country Office Abuja, and Pakistan. The role he played in Borno State, Northeast Nigeria on polio program and health emergency services in the complex insecurity and humanitarian emergency activities cannot be overemphasized. Dr. Audu has been outstanding in humanitarian services to his community, as well as the entire Kwara and Nigeria as a whole. He initiated special program of site saving in 2006 in collaboration with Site Savers Organization, where thousands of less privileged benefited from the program in Ekiti and Oke-Ero local government area of Kwara State. He also supported various free services in many communities in Kwara State. Dr. Audu Musa founded the popular Grand Charity Youth Development in 2020, an NGO that has supported numerous parents and non-parents in education for the youth and less privileged, health services for the neediest, social and economic empowerment. The NGO is currently supporting payments of ad hoc staff for some primary and secondary schools and had returned many school dropouts back to school in Kwara, Borno, Kaduna States, to mention but a few. He is also the chairman and founder of Ashmed Integrated Health Services, HMO, one of the fastest growing HMO in the country today, with branches across all the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria and some states. He is also the chairman of Ashmed Estates and Accommodation in Take, Ilorin, Kwara State, Kaduna, and Dubai. He currently has over 500 staff working in various establishments today. Dr. Abdul Musa Idowu is also a writer and has published or co-published 13 papers in international journals. He has also received many awards and honors, among which are Meritorious Award of Community Empowerment by Rotary International Club, Kakuri District in Kaduna, Chieftaincy title of Are Ishegun of Koroland, in recognition of community development activities, October 2012, Kwara Ekiti Indigenous Merit Service Award in recognition of community development activities in February 2010, Kaduna Merit Award for Meritorious Service, NYSC State Award 1996/1997 as Best Youth Corps Member of the Year, Merit Award of Recognition by National Association of Nigerian Medical Students, NANS, Merit Award by Northern Nigerian Youth Forum, West African Youth Parliament, and host of others. He is also Jumbo Balogun Adini, Anwar Islamic Society of Nigeria, Kaduna State Branch. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's give a wonderful round of applause as we welcome Dr. Abdul Musa to join us virtually.
Thank you very much, Nawal, for reading the citation of our guest speaker. So he's going to be giving an oral presentation on the topic, medical entrepreneurship, bridging the gap between healthcare, innovation, and leadership. Please, we're just going to wait for a few minutes while he joins us virtually. Thank you.
What should be a global before we it's next year ladies and gentlemen, I think individual exam person that you can see the election, so this is
Hello. 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 Oh, yeah, I'll pause the video then, no video. Hello.
I want to show you from the class reflection.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Please go on.
All right. Let me start by appreciating this noble association for deeming it fit to invite me. The special guests invited, the presidents of the association and all the executives they are attending. Permit me to stand on the existing established protocol. However, I want to start by once again acknowledging the fact that I'm highly privileged and honored to have been invited for this very important program. It reminded me of those days when I was also part of a union leader in medical school. And I'm happy to see our young medical students also now taking initiative of things that are born in our society that could be instrumental to our nation's development. I will talk briefly on the topic given to me, and I will share the presentation later so that it can be used for the purposes that the forum wants to use it for. About young medical entrepreneurs, transforming healthcare through leadership and innovation. The rise in young medical entrepreneurs signals a significant shift for that matter, in the traditional healthcare delivery we know in those days. And that, therefore, this sub-team explores how the energy, creativity, and adaptability of young leaders are driving transformative changes in our healthcare sector. And I'm going to touch more on how our young medical professionals are embracing entrepreneurs' mindsets, seeking innovative solutions to long-standing healthcare challenges, the willingness to take calculated risks and challenge the status quo characterizes the approach of young medical entrepreneurs. If you look at the technology adoption, our young entrepreneurs are quick to adopt and leverage emerging technologies in healthcare. From the earth-powered diagnostics to blockchain for secure health data and data management. Technology nowadays at the forefront of the innovative medical services. I want to particularly acknowledge the fact that this targeted approach allows for more efficient and impactful solutions. Advocacies for patient-centered care. Our young leaders now advocating for patient-centered care models, emphasizing personalized and empathetic approaches, patient feedback and experiences, which are now timely, unlike before. We can now have patient feedback sometimes on phone, on social media, that's played a role in shaping the innovations introduced by these young entrepreneurs. I also want to talk about the cross-disciplinary collaborations. Collaboration with professionals from diverse disciplines, including technology, designs, and business. These are all hallmark of young medical entrepreneurs. And you all agree with me that all this has led to the way the healthcare delivery system is impacting on our society and transforming the healthcare of the nation. This cross-disciplinary collaboration brings fresh perspectives and accelerates the development of innovative healthcare solutions with very significant global health impacts. The entrepreneurs are not limited by geographical boundaries. They are developing solutions with global applications, addressing health challenges on international scales. Initiatives for global health equity and accessibility are central to their missions. I can go on and go on to what this transformation has brought to our system. But in conclusion, I want to say that the young medical entrepreneurs are injecting dynamism and innovation into healthcare leadership. Their ventures, characterized by technological prowess, and a patient-centric approach, are contributing so significantly to the transformative evolution of the healthcare industry in Nigeria. And therefore, I see it that putting this topic at this crucial time of our nation's development is so timely by this forum, and I want to see how we can pursue it to the best so that we can be able to witness what we are seeing in the advanced countries where medicine and medical practice has been transformed. Even when I'm not going to talk on the other two topics that are in the team, I will just say that I'm also very pleased to see that today the team is also discussing on digital health startup, which is revolutionizing the healthcare delivery system. Where we have like the current telemedicine that is now one of the main practice in the days, bringing healthcare to the doorstep of the citizens. The healthcare data analysis, and of course, the cyber security in the healthcare system. I also saw the other topic you are discussing today, which is also very timely in our nation development, which is innovative leadership strategies for healthcare transformations. I want to employ the participants that it should not just be as a topic for presentation, but it should be a topic that we all, after presentation, pursue and see in our own way, in our own microenvironment, how it can be instituted in our practice in Nigeria. That this our young team are already on the road towards being part of the nation's building and development. I want to promise that on behalf of myself, my family, and my own institutions, Ashmed's group of hospitals and Ashmed's Integrated Health Service Health Insurance, I will continue to partner with your forum in any way I could support you to see that we all collectively contribute our quota to the development of our dear country, Nigeria. As the saying, we don't have any other country. Nigeria is our own. We must work together. We must stay together. We must minimize the way people are traveling or leaving the country. We must create that greener pasture in our country. We must revolutionize the health system of Nigeria and be here together to bring it to the best level that will bring the best and the cheapest, as well as the easiest services to every citizen of our dear country. Once again, thank you very much for inviting me to this forum, and I wish you well in your deliberations. Thank you, and God bless. Again, I cannot hear anything. I don't know whether there's any response to me. I think this forum is muted. You are muted, or you can reach me on phone.
Our second panelist for today is Adamu Rabiu Isa, who was the pioneer technical officer of the Nigerian Medical Students Association Mental Health Advocacy Campaign. He also doubles as the vice president of the Ahmadu Bello University Medical Students Association. Please a round of applause for Adamu Rabiu.
All right, thank you everyone. Good afternoon, Insights. I hope you are doing great and I hope you are enjoying the experience in DABO in Iceland. I remember my humble self, Muhammad Jafar Isa from NiMSA. And with me here are very important people, very big men. I saw somehow think that this big man. And together we're going to be discussing on this very important topic on mental health, resilience in adversity, how to break silence, navigate the stigma around mental health, and then the challenges that surround mental health stereotypes. So without further ado, my respected panelists, I'll start by asking you about your experiences. And I would like the first question to go to our leader, Dr. Haruna. So the question is, so please can you share a personal experience of overcoming adversity and how it has shaped your understanding of resilience in the context of mental health?
Actually, I didn't expect this challenging question. Asking you about personal experience with regards to resilience. Yeah, okay, I will want to say something about that, but let's understand resilience first. You see, the topic is resilience in adversity. Whenever we are talking about resilience, we already know there is adversity. Resilience simply means the ability to bounce back in the face of adversity. Somebody that has experienced a serious adverse experience in life to bounce back and move on in the face of everything experienced. It's very difficult to say somebody hasn't experienced one or two, because in life, if you are alive, you will definitely experience at least one of a physical, psychological, or social stressor, whether you like it or not. So being in medicine alone is an adversity. Being in medicine alone is an adversity. Let me share an experience. You see, I'm somebody that grew up in a very small community, a village, because my father worked in an industry. I just know that if you go to school, I don't even know how to get into the university. I just know that I have to go to school every morning, study my courses, physics, chemistry, biology. In fact, I didn't even know why I was doing what I was doing. But after my SSCE, I made it, but I don't know what to do with it, actually. Then somebody asked me what I did to secure admission into the university, but actually I don't know. Then they advised me to go for remedials in University of Jos.
I opted in. I did remedial, but unfortunately, a lot of things happened. That was the first serious crisis. That was the year of the first ethno-religious crisis in Jos. It was in 2001. And after that, everything was like, in fact, we saw people killed, people burned alive, you understand? Even your own house and everything. In fact, it just happened like the world was ending. You saw your own relations killed and a lot of things. But we move on. We were able to bounce back and move on. After the remedial, it was in the remedial study that I developed interest to study medicine. But after the remedial study, I was given chemistry education. I took it, started, but I realized that it wasn't what I wanted, actually. It wasn't, it's not me. After getting my remedial result, I realized that despite everything that happened, I scored A's in all the subjects. And I told myself that I must do this next. So that was around 2003. I was already in 200 level. When I had that, I can come back to the UK to do another remedial. And it was that time that I know of JAM and everything. I sat for the first JAM, I scored 232 or so, but I was given zoology. From chemistry education to zoology, I told myself that it wasn't me. I would not do it. So I was in 200 level when I came back to the UK for remedial. I left 200 level for remedial because I wanted that medicine. For your information, when I left the University of Jos, my father didn't know. I left University of Jos, came to the UK, did remedial again until after getting MBBS that my father knew, then embarrassed me that I wasn't in the University of Jos, that I was in the UK. And glory be to God, I moved on successfully. I passed every level and became a doctor. So I think this is like a personal experience of resilience. Yeah. See? Okay, please. Yeah. My next question is going to the Pioneer Technical Officer in NiMSA in mental health advocacy. And the question goes like this, Mr. Adu. What are some common misconceptions and stereotypes about mental health that you believe needs to be challenged, and how do we do that?
Okay, thank you very much for that very important question. Good afternoon, everybody. I want to say all protocols duly observed. So the question you asked was, what are some of the common misconceptions or stereotypes about mental health that I believe? I think especially in our society, in Nigeria here, with the ethnic and cultural backgrounds we have, the most common misconception that people usually have is that mental health illnesses is basically just madness, you know, and it's sort of like a sign of weakness that someone has, and all of that. So that is one of the major misconceptions that we have over here, especially in this country, because well, I think it's the way our upbringing and the society has shaped us to believe. All of the movies that we've watched in growing up, they would usually depict like anyone with a mental illness as someone being mad. You know, if any movie that we want to watch now, anybody in a movie that is, you know, has a mental health illness, for instance, the only way they know to describe this person or or such an individual is coming up as really mad. Now, that is one of the major misconceptions, and of course, that fails stereotype because once someone is diagnosed with a mental health illness, everybody just starts to, move away from this person because obviously that person is mad, in quotes. And so that's why when I personally came into the mental health space, it was one of the major stereotype that we had to really work towards breaking because we had to, for these stereotypes to move, we have to start spreading a lot of awareness. So in my time as the pioneer technical officer for mental health in NiMSA, we spent most of our time doing awareness on such misconceptions. I remember particularly we had an awareness session at the time to try and break down some of this myths and misconceptions about mental health illnesses. And of course, the one that's, well, this is a new one because we've managed from, I think from a lot of the awarenesses that we've been doing and the way mental health has become in the forefront in recent years, I think there's now a shift from the whole, okay, mental health is now a madness to mental health is a sign of weakness. But something we need to understand is that mental health is an illness. Mental health illness is an illness like any other illness, like any other physical illness. Schizophrenia is as much an illness as malaria. So if you wouldn't think that someone that has malaria is weak, for instance, you shouldn't think someone that has a mental health illness is also weak. So it is not a sign of weakness. So of course, that's something again that we are looking towards breaking. Those are some of the stereotypes that we need to break down as time goes. With more awareness, with proper education, I'm sure that we're also getting there, and then we'll move on from those kinds of stereotypes and misconceptions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rabi, for giving such a detailed response to that question. And just to say one thing, I think your effort, the impact of your effort is really palpable in especially in NiMSA, because I think since that time that mental health advocacy has begun in NiMSA, we've seen creation of platforms, at least for students to be able to share their problems and then getting support from people that you don't even know. I think that's beautiful and testament to your good effort. Well done. My next question goes to Vanessa, and it becomes this way: like, why is it important to break the silence surrounding mental health issues, and what can individuals and communities do to encourage open conversations? This is a very important question. Why is it important to break the silence? You see, there's something that people don't understand about mental illness. In addition to these misconceptions that my brother just highlighted, many people don't know that nobody is immune. Nobody has immunity for mental illnesses. And you see, if we go back to statistics, in 2022, that's just last year, the Association of Psychiatrists in Nigeria gave a very disturbing number that 60 million Nigerians have one form of mental disorder or the other. Meaning, if you look at the population of Nigerians, it means 1 in every 4 individuals have one mental illness or the other. And if you go out there, a lot of people still perceive that mental illness is caused by maybe witchcraft, affectation of demons or jinns,
or it's a punishment from God or gods for wrongdoings, just as he said, when you watch our movies to date. This is something that has been abolished for more than 200 years in the West. But if you watch African movies, you see somebody that maybe did something wrong is being punished with mental illness. They are still spreading the wrong news, the fake news. So there is need to break that silence. Another thing is, it has been projected that in 2030, that's how many years to come? That's like 7 years to come. Depression alone, depression is just one illness. You understand? When you look at infectious diseases, you can say that maybe, let me just, common infectious disease, maybe tuberculosis, just like saying tuberculosis alone. So when you come back to mental illness, picking depression alone, it has been projected that depression will pose the second biggest burden to worldwide. The second biggest burden. And when you come back again, in, I think, still last year, when the global burden for non-communicable diseases presented a figure of like 28% for neuropsychiatric disorders. So neuropsychiatric disorders among the non-communicable diseases pose 28% of the burden of diseases, burden of illnesses. The next is cardiovascular disease, which is 21%. So neuropsychiatric disorders are the highest. Then, not to take much of our time, you see, if everybody is focusing attention on communicable diseases, other non-infectious diseases like endocrinopathies, cardiovascular diseases, not paying attention to mental illness. Unknowingly, those things that cause mental illnesses have direct relationships and indirect relationships to all those endocrinopathies and all those cardiovascular diseases. Because they are when we are talking about mental illnesses, we are talking about neurotransmitters. You understand? It's just about neurotransmitters or microscopic brain pathologies, which will directly or indirectly translate to all those physical illnesses. So looking at this in a broad, what's it called, perspective, as looking at the human being as a whole, will help to make people understand that this silence needs to be broken.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing that. I mean, the figures and data are very worrisome. And I think from how Mr. Rabiu responded to the other question, we can see that it's kind of related to the stigma. So that's why it's not even coming up to be able to be diagnosed and treated by specialists. And this takes me to my next question to Rabiu. And the question goes as follows. In what ways can social media and technology be harnessed to promote resilience and to break the stigma around mental health?
All right, thank you very much for a very important question. Now, social media, of course, I cannot overemphasize the impact that it has had to our lives, because it's a way we can spread a lot of information fast and very accessible to millions of people all over the world. I know when I got into office as technical officer for mental health advocacy, we were coming off of a COVID year, 2020, because we started in 2021. And we had that shift from, physical to virtual. So the social media was at the limelight of most of the advocacy and awareness campaigns that we did even back then. And even up until now, we're still making use of social media platforms to push for all of this education and awareness that we're doing. Of course, it is, like I said, the easiest ways to reach a lot of people and spread awareness and change the narratives of these misconceptions, particularly, and also to squash the stereotypes. But of course, anything that has an advantage also has a disadvantage. And one of the major disadvantages of social media is that you cannot control the misinformation that goes on social media. So it's in as much as it's a very effective way to create awarenesses and give education and inform people, it is equally an important way to misinform people about these things, further than fueling the stereotypes and further misconceptions, obviously. So of course, it's something that we have to do. We have to use with a lot of caution, because as we're making use of the social media space to our good work, we have to also use it to squash the bad work, which is the misinformation. Another also very important disadvantage of the social media platform is the issue of cyberbullying, which is a very, very important aspect of social media platform. Because, I mean, I don't know how many of us here are very active users of Twitter, but Twitter is a very toxic space. There's a lot of, cyberbullying going on. Nobody is really free enough to say their minds the way the social media platform gives them the freedom to, because of fear of people coming to you bashing. They call it dragging in the language. So you're scared of being dragged on social media, and that in itself is a precursor, it's a risk factor that pushes towards the mental health illnesses that we're talking about. So of course there are advantages and there are disadvantages, and but I feel the pros outweigh the cons in this case, in the social media case, because we can do a lot of good in the social media than the bad. In fact, the bad we can squash it through the social media. So of course, I think it's a very important platform that we can use. We are here right now. We are reaching millions of people all over the world. We are sending them this information. We are sending them love. So all of these things we can do. And of course, also we have this access. I don't know, a lot of us, I think the last president, before he stepped down, he passed the Mental Health Act. I don't know if so many people are aware of that, but I got aware of that through social media. So these are also informations like about your rights, that some policies that the government are pushing out and implementing, and a lot of people don't know about them because of the gap in information spread, and that is where social media comes in very helpful. So overall, I think it's a very important platform for us to use, and if we harness it properly, we will get the most out of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rabi, for sharing that. We all know you to be a very active social media user, so especially Twitter. I hope you're not part of the toxic people on Twitter. Great. So I hope all of you are enjoying this session. I hope you are learning a lot. I hope you are jotting down stuff to identify as areas that you could be able to pull out some projects and do some activities around there. So we're almost running out of time, and my last question. Okay, I want to share something before my last question. Just something that I want to say. I think it's very important, after understanding all of these figures and all of this information about mental health, that we should continue to advocate it to stakeholders involved. But why I want to say that is that I think it's not taken as a priority yet, because if it were taken as a priority, we are going to see a lot of policies from different organizations and government doing something about that. And then also, if I can remember very well during the COVID-19 era, because everybody understood the impact of the virus and that it can get to them at any time and get them wipe them away from the surface of the earth. You see some very rapid technologies were developed to fight misconceptions on social media. You cannot just go and write about COVID-19 and then it's continuation and it's going to be there. But then because mental health is not taken as that much of a priority, we are not seeing those kind of technologies. So maybe we should continue to push for such policies and activities. So my last question goes to both of you. In 1 minute, what are some coping mechanisms you could share to medical students who are already in adversity, as rightly said by Dr. Haruna?
Coping mechanisms. Okay, you said 1 minute, right? Okay, 1 minute. You see, when talking about coping is like a natural something. There are people that are born with effective and adaptive natural coping mechanisms, or let me say coping styles. But for some, they need to be taught. So since we are talking to a lot of people, you don't know who is born with natural coping style or not. And sometimes you may not even know whether you have a good coping strategy or not until you face a certain adversity that is above your normal threshold. You understand? So the general thing is just like knowing that it is natural to feel some things when something bad happens. You understand? It is natural. When there are stressors, whether physical, psychological, or social, the brain will definitely respond. And the brain will respond with anxiety or depression. You understand? Or depressive symptoms. If those stressors are like stressors that pose a threat to you or your loved one, anxiety will start. You begin to feel fear. You begin to get worried. You become restless. You become irritable. You have sleep disturbances, headache, body pains. You understand? And if those things cause loss, for example, maybe loss of a friendship, a property, dignity, you understand? Anything. Even if it is like repeating a year, somebody that has been making A's, just repeated a year or failed a course, you just feel like your ego has been attacked. You understand? It's like a loss of a part of your ego. Then you begin to feel depressed. You understand? All of those things. So definitely your body will respond. So this is where the coping comes in. The first thing you do when you begin to feel those disturbances is to evaluate, why am I even feeling this? That's the first thing to do. Why am I having all these symptoms? You can identify them. Okay, I have this. For beginning, let me give you an example of myself. Whenever I begin to panic when I was in pre-clinic, I would quickly go back and look at why, even before knowing psychiatry. You understand? I will go back. Why am I panicking? I will realize that, okay, I have left my embryology for too long. Then let me go and read embryology. I have been reading gross anatomy. I've been reading physiology. You understand? Is the embryology or histology? I'll quickly go back and read it. Then I will just feel, okay, relaxed. You understand? So evaluate the problem. Then ventilate. There's something we call ventilation of emotions. Talk to somebody. Somebody that you so much trust that will not turn your problem to gossip. Somebody that will listen to you. Somebody that will make his or herself available to talk to whenever needed. Tell them your problems and you feel relaxed. There's this old adage that a problem shared is a problem solved. You understand? Share your problems. That's ventilation of emotions. And when you are faced with adversity, you can do something we call positive reappraisal. You understand? Look at the positive aspect of those things. There is always a positive. Or, okay, I have failed a course. I am repeating a year. I have lost something. Okay, what of the people that didn't even have the opportunity? You understand? Look at least, I am here. I have the opportunity of being here. You understand? Then do a lot of avoidance. Avoidance, not avoiding the problem per se, but avoiding things that will provoke those, what's it called, emotions. Do a lot of things that will make you happy, then get a lot of social capital. When we say social capital, you see these associations you are saying are very important social capital in your mental health. Your class group, don't isolate yourself. Your class group, your religious organizations, your secondary school, what's it called? Yes, associations, your community. You understand? Religious bodies have said that they are good social capitals for coping. And always remember that it is okay not to be okay. You understand? And it is okay to talk about it, just like what this athlete, Simeon, something, I've forgotten her full name, said. It is okay not to be okay, and it is okay to talk about it. Talk about your what you are feeling, and it will be very, what's it called? It will be a very good coping strategy. You see, then yes, lastly, I want to say something. It's very important. It's an opportunity. You see, I want to also say that for you that are graduating, think of mental health. Think of mental health for the society, for your family, and for your own self. You talked about stakeholders getting into it. I want to share something because of my teacher, my senior colleague, my brother, in fact, a father that is present here. Let me tell you a story. When we met, we lost somebody, a father, a mother in Bauchi. Then I was working as a medical officer. We met with Prof here, Professor Aminu Zakari, and he asked me, "What are you doing?" I told him that I'm a medical officer. Won't you come and do residency? He was then the CMD of Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital. And I told him that, sir, I want to, but I don't have primaries. The next question was, what do you want to do? I said, psychiatry. He said, psychiatry? You really want to do psychiatry? It was a Sunday. He said, apply for psychiatry and submit immediately. I forwarded my application on Monday, and I was called for interview on Wednesday, just because it's psychiatry, without primaries. So, sir, I have never had the opportunity to tell you this, but I say this story everywhere with medical students, with my colleagues, wherever I go to, all over the country. And I will never forget this gesture. And I will tell you, sir, that you made in fact, mental health in general are proud of it, because I gave this story even in the World Psychiatry Association conference. I said this story. So thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Satu, for building our mentor in the right line so that we can follow him also, sir. So for me personally, I think I'll just be speaking from a more medical student perspective, because well, what I do to cope with most of the stressors on a personal note is to just take a step back. Personally, I just feel like, okay, some of these things are the stressors are all coming up together and it's building up, and so I just take a step back. But obviously, a lot of the stressors come during MB exams, so obviously I'm not going to step back during MB. But the whole point is, I know that there's an end. Like for instance, with the MB exams, I know that it will be for a certain time. So I know that, okay, I would push myself for a certain time. But for any other events, for instance, aside those which are compulsory, like the MB exams, I like to take a route to step back and just reevaluate and see where it is, like Dr. Arena said, and check where exactly the problem is coming from. And if you know the cause, you can fix it and see how we can go. But importantly, also, I just want to add that it is important that we start nurturing this seeking how to talk to people, seeking for help. Over there in ABU, before I was vice president, I was director of welfare. And during that, we were able to liaise with the psychiatry department over there, such that we have mental health clinics but then especially for mental health students, such that you can seek, like Dr. Harina said, you have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to vent. So who better to vent to than actual psychiatrists that actually know what you would be going through and how to listen to you. So it's just really talking therapy. And these are very accessible, and we try to nurture this sense of be able to receive those services amongst the ABU medical students. And I feel that it's something that we can recreate all of our medical students' schools all over, yes, such that at any point in time, you can seek this help and listen to and have this therapy. Um, there's no bad therapy really. Even if you are able to say something about something you're going through, you're going to make progress. And so I just want to emphasize on that, and then just encourage that seeking help is one way to go. So for me, that's it really. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, our amazing panelists. I mean, I wish we could continue on this discussion, but then the time factor we really cannot. Please, a very big round of applause to our panelists. I sincerely hope you enjoyed this session. I hope you've learned something new. And if you have any question, I am on your behalf. I'm pleading with my panelists to please be available to answer questions after this our session. Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, another round of applause for our panelists and all right, so for me, I think it was a very, very important discussion to have, especially because of the stigma around mental health, even as individuals, medical students, and members of the society. The key points I took from the call to action statement by the ARB president and Rabi Adam, the first one is evaluate the problem. You cannot have a solution if you don't know the problem, so that's a very important point. Recently, if you're active on Twitter, there's this thread that was done where Dr. Yakub talked about was investing in social capital. I think we've already made that step today by leaving our medical schools, our homes, to travel all the way down to KANON for the NiMSA General Assembly. Please a round of applause for yourself. All right, one more thing he spoke about was to avoid triggers as much as possible, and also it's okay to not be okay. Particularly, I'm going to say this mostly to the men among us. Please, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to cry when you need to. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to speak up. Thank you very much, Dr. Haruna and Rabiu Adami Isa, for such a wonderful presentation. Moving on, we're going to be having a speech.
All right,
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming and welcoming of panel schedule administration.
Before we have the speech by the representative of the Nigerian Medical Association president, like our distinguished to kindly go back to their seats at high table. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying through with us to this point. Permit me to crave your indulgence as I invite Dr. Ezoke Efoke, who is representing the NMA chairman, which is the Nigerian Medical Association. He also doubles as the NMA representative on NiMSA affairs and is also a consultant cardiologist at the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital. Please a round of applause for him as he takes the stage. Thank you.
The distinguished chairman of this program, 47th General Assembly, Nigerian Medical Students Association, NiMSA, all other invited dignitaries here present, the NiMSA president, delegates from far and wide, NiMSA, an association of about, was corrected by the president to 5,000 medical students. That's one of the largest national associations in the country. I stand here today to represent the president, the #1 doctor in the country, president of the Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Uche Chima, the father for the day of this graduation. I also do alive as the chairman of the committee on NiMSA, that I hold very dear in my heart. Almost of memories of 15 years ago, I was an NiMSA president, attended NiMSA chief. I'm happy to be back home, happy to be here. The event is a grand event, and some of the highlights illustrated in the ceremony, for which the teams were carefully selected. Medical entrepreneurship is very hard. The world is becoming a global and as such. Doctors and medical students have to diversify. Have to do more than so entrepreneurship ways to go to keep up the demands of the 21st century. So that's even on mental health as well as brain drain, very important topical issues and contemporary issues. For this particular program, after the ceremony, what I highlight also have some workshops, have a business session of business presentations, constitutional review. Constitutional review is very, very important because only in constitutional review are reforms and reviews institutions to an association. Lastly, we'll have elections to usher in a new set of executives of NiMSA. Message from the NMA president is simple. We want a peaceful event, void of any rancor, nice and successful outcome. Final message from the president: we implore medical students, while we encourage participation in union activities, academic excellence must not be mortgaged on any point. So in our respective schools, let's ensure we still do our best academically, live up to expectations, guarantee that graduate in time, and add to the pool of doctors encourage patriotism, those that can stay back, or won't discourage anybody from traveling. Believe that NiMSA is on the path to a brighter future. Before I end, the President extends heartfelt condolence once again in his official forum. The last NiMSA event that an unfortunate tragedy with the lives of three very prominent bright medical students in the loss. Mustafa Aminu Tumor, Hamza Kader of AB's Zaria, Aisha Celestina Ho from the University of New York. May their respective souls rest in peace. I want to thank you for the audience. God bless NiMSA. God bless NMA. God bless us all.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for that speech. Thank you very much for the speech. We really appreciate your presence. We know despite your busy and tight schedules, you make time to come and see your students. Thank you very much. So next, I will call on the President of Nigerian Medical Students Association, Comrade Ejim Clement, to come and give us a goodwill message and a speech. Join me in giving him a standing ovation if you could. Thank you very much.
Please sit down. Please sit down. Thank you very much. I think first of all, I will have to start by apologizing. I had exams yesterday that extended till around 4:35 in the evening, and I couldn't make it down to Kano. Sorry about that. Not that I'm complaining. These things come with the comradeship, the life of a comrade. You have to juggle it between academics and comrade life. So I had to leave just very early this morning just so I can make it down here. So please, my apologies. I want to start by recognizing the chairman of this occasion, Professor Aminu Zakari, the former CMD and the consultant pathologist. I also like to recognize the presence of the NMA president, ably represented by our able NiMSA committee chairman in person of Dr. Ezeoke Boke, a consultant cardiologist with the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital. I also like to recognize the presence of the ARD president. I also like to recognize the presence of our guest speaker and all invited guests and medical students present here. Kano, whenever I come to the city of Kano, there's always this history, about Kano. And I think the OC did a very good job by capturing this history in the caption of this year's NiMSA General Assembly. KANON DABO. I don't know if you know the history of the second emir of Kano. I'm sure a lot of you know the history of the second emir of Kano. He was famous and known as the Saka of I thought somebody was going to complete that statement for me. It looks like you guys don't do your history very well. medicine has taken over your brains. You don't do history anymore. Anyway, he was a known and a very famous emir. So each time I make it down to Kano, his history always reflects and call back time for us to look back and then reassess ourselves. You know, NiMSA General Assembly annually is a gathering of medical students from across the length and breadth of this country. It is arguably one of the largest gathering of students, not just medical students, but students generally in Nigeria, and by extension, the whole of sub-Saharan Africa, right? NiMSA, by that virtue, happens to be the largest student body in sub-Saharan Africa. So this event every year provides us an opportunity where we network, you know, we interact, we share ideas, and then we test our political acumen and our political sagacity. Because at the end of the day, this is where we are groomed for the harsher and the bigger society. I don't know, I feel like, is it the mic that is amplifying my voice or? Okay, I feel like I'm shouting. All right, so NiMSA General Assembly is usually that platform where we come together and show ourselves what we are made up of from our various medical schools. And this year's General Assembly will not be any different. I've so far been impressed with how far the local organizing committee has done thus far. The OC, ably led by the former BUMSA president, in person of Jibril, popularly known as Jives. You guys have done a good job. Please put it up for you. You guys have done a wonderful job. It's been a while that we've gone to NiMSA General Assembly and we see this kind of organization, this kind of preparedness, and this kind of reception. You know, a few of us will not be quick to forget the recent happening in one of the events we just had a couple of months back that unfortunately ended up a very terrible way. You cannot compare the organization of that event to what is happening here. Even while I was in the hall writing exams, people were calling me and were like, Mr. President, you guys have done a good job. I was just here to give them guidance and then to put them through in one or two ways where they are going astray. All the job was done by the OC. So they deserve the accolade, they deserve the praise, and they deserve the commendation. So OC, I give it to you guys, well done, and congratulations for a job well done. On the course of this event, a lot of things have been lined up for us, including a very important aspect of this association, which is the Constitution. Over the years, we've seen that there are a couple of ways that the association have been going, not how it should be. And as an administration, we thought it worthwhile to introduce a system where we can review the Constitution and make it better for all of us to use. So I would want to indulge us to please, when we call for the General Assembly, make yourselves available for the General Assembly, because it is at that point that you make input to the document that is going to guide and lead this association for the next 6 years. It will never happen again except the next 6 years. That is when an opportunity like this will present itself for you to look at the Constitution again. So I think this is a golden opportunity for us to look into the Constitution and look at areas that needs to be touched and areas that need to be rearranged. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to stop here and then wish us a very wonderful and successful stay in Kano. You guys have started on a very good note already. Please do not over-enjoy and forget that you are still students, right? Be cautious, take heed to caution, please. We've gone through a lot in the past couple of months as an association, and we wouldn't want such to happen again. I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy yourself. KANO has a lot in store for us. Please feel free, relax, and have a good time in KANO. Thank you very much, guys.
All right, thank you very much. That was the president of Nigerian Medical Student Association. Now, because of almost Pierre's time, we're just going to take the closing remark by the president of Association of Resident Doctors, Dr. Haruna Yakub. Thank you very much, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, once again. President of the Association of Resident Doctors, AKTH, Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital. We have two Association of Resident Doctors chapters in Kano. There's NOH Dala, so AKTH. It has been a wonderful sitting, wonderful outing. And I want to thank NiMSA, thank the local organizing committee, thank every NiMSA who made it to Kano, despite all these economic challenges, despite the stressors, physical, psychological, and social stressors experienced in medical schools, and a lot of threats about security in the country. So thank you for coming, and I want to indulge you just as my brother, I would say Dr. Ejim MBBS. That's how I used to say it. Even if you are a student, I see medical students as our colleagues. It's just a matter of time. Medical school is temporary. You will soon be doctors. Whether you practice or not, you still be doctors. So Dr. Ejim Institute. So just as he said, please, you should tread in the line of caution. Even though in Kano, we don't have a lot of dangerous things, but caution is always caution. I want you to drop the idea of being medical students. Just enjoy staying in Kano. And when the AGM comes, please make something that will bring you back to Kano. And I promise you, it will be bigger than this. So thank you very much, and thank you for having me. Enjoy your stay in Kano and enjoy every bit of your activities. Good afternoon.
All right, I think we've come to the end of this opening ceremony. I hope we are going to meet next year somewhere else in order to continue the journey of NiMSA. In order to take NiMSA one step ahead, in order to grow NiMSA to a better level, because the aim is every day to grow better. If you are 100, then tomorrow aim for 101. I am Abubakar Muhammad Ismail, and my co-moderator, Karima Ayomide Abdullah. So thank you very much for gracing us. Thank you very much for joining Kano. We hope and pray that you are going to enjoy your stay in Kano State. Thank you very much. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. May God bless Nigerian Medical Student Association, and may God bless you all. Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to be having the NiMSA Thank you very much, everyone.